ICE fighter jets have unleashed a relentless strike that leaves cartel operatives with nowhere to hide. For months, intelligence teams have tracked shipments and mapped every escape route, preparing for surgical air assaults. Now the operation has begun, and the results are devastating. Bases are destroyed, vehicles engulfed in flames, and traffickers scattered before they can react. There is no warning, no mercy, only calculated, overwhelming force. Can the cartels survive this new era of aerial enforcement? Join us as we reveal the full story behind ICE's most daring strike yet. On August 2nd, 2025, the U.S. military carried out a high-stakes strike on a Venezuelan cartel speedboat, reportedly transporting illegal narcotics. The operation left all 11 individuals on board dead, marking the first known action following the recent deployment of U.S. warships to the Southern Caribbean. Drone footage released by U.S. authorities shows the speedboat engulfed in flames after a powerful explosion, a stark visual of the lethal force employed. The crew has been identified as members of Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan gang officially labeled a terrorist organization by the U.S. earlier this year. American officials allege the gang operates under the influence of President Nicolas Maduro, a claim strongly denied by Venezuelan authorities. Details of the strike remain classified. The Pentagon has not disclosed the type or quantity of narcotics aboard, nor the exact method used to destroy the vessel. Striking a suspected drug smuggling boat with lethal force, rather than attempting to seize it, is highly unusual and reflects tactics typically reserved for military operations against armed militant groups. Venezuelan authorities insist Tren de Aragua was dismantled in a 2023 prison raid and is no longer active. Officials suggest the seized narcotics were likely destined for other Caribbean nations, including Trinidad, signaling a growing U.S. offensive against regional drug trafficking networks. The U.S. Department of Defense has not publicly disclosed the specific aircraft involved in the strike. However, based on operational patterns and previous counter-narcotics missions, it is plausible that an MQ-9 Reaper drone carried out the action. The MQ-9 Reaper is a remotely piloted aircraft designed for surveillance and precision strikes, commonly used in counter-narcotics and special operations. A standard MQ-9 system includes multiple aircraft, a ground control station, communications equipment, maintenance spares, and specialized personnel. Each mission involves a pilot, a sensor operator, and a mission intelligence coordinator, working together to monitor, identify, and engage targets. Powered by a 950 horsepower turboprop engine, the Reaper reaches a maximum speed of about 260 knots, with a cruising speed of 150 to 170 knots. Its 66-foot wingspan supports a payload of up to 3,800 pounds, including Hellfire missiles or 500-pound laser-guided bombs, allowing for both precision strikes and versatile mission profiles. Endurance is a key feature of the MQ-9. It can conduct intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions for up to 30 hours, though a full weapons load reduces this to roughly 23 hours. With a range of 10,000 nautical miles and an operational ceiling of 25,000 feet, the Reaper is capable of extended loitering over target areas, providing persistent surveillance and immediate strike capability. The Reaper can carry modular mission kits, combining sensors and weapons tailored to specific objectives. Its multispectral targeting system includes daylight and infrared cameras, laser rangefinders, and designators to guide precision munitions. It also features the Lynx multimode radar, which integrates synthetic aperture radar, ground-moving target indication, and maritime wide-area search, making it effective across land and sea theaters. Additionally, the Reaper has supported advanced wide-area surveillance systems such as Gorgon Stare. Deployed in 2011, Increment 1 could monitor 600 square kilometers, while Increment 2, incorporating Argus IS technology, expanded coverage to 100 square kilometers and produced high-resolution imagery exceeding 1.8 billion pixels. Real-time video analysis, automatic threat detection, and the ability to track multiple moving targets simultaneously allow operators to respond to threats with remarkable precision. The aircraft can also execute Super Ripple missile firing, releasing multiple munitions within 0.32 seconds for coordinated strikes. Just a month ago, on August 11th, The U.S. Navy also struck in the Eastern Pacific, intercepting a vessel carrying a substantial load of cocaine. The operation, conducted by a U.S. Coast Guard law enforcement detachment aboard the Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer Samson, resulted in the seizure of 1,296 pounds of contraband. The mission began when the Samson, patrolling a known drug corridor, identified a vessel exhibiting classic smuggling indicators: excessive fuel barrels and packages visible on deck. An MH-60R Seahawk helicopter from Helicopter Maritime Strike Squadron 49, known as the Scorpions, deployed alongside a rigid-hull inflatable boat to intercept the fleeing vessel. The smugglers attempted to escape, discarding contraband into the ocean while racing at high speed. Warning shots were fired, but the vessel ignored them. Under Coast Guard direction, the helicopter disabled the vessel without harming any suspects. Boarding teams, including members of the U.S. Coast Guard Law Enforcement Detachment 105, secured 12 bales of cocaine, taking 2 individuals into custody while leaving the damaged vessel to sink safely. Even so, this seizure was not the largest the Samson had made. On July 10th, the destroyer intercepted 3,439 pounds of cocaine, 380 miles southwest of Acapulco, Mexico, showing the persistent scale of trafficking in these waters. While the U.S. Navy has been exerting lethal pressure on traffickers at sea, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has simultaneously launched major operations against cartel networks on land. On July 1st, ICE's Homeland Security Investigations Newark, in coordination with multiple federal, state, and local agencies, conducted a large-scale operation in Newark, New Jersey, resulting in the arrests of 18 alleged co-conspirators within a complex drug trafficking organization. This operation was the culmination of a 14-month investigation conducted alongside the Newark Police Department and the U.S. District Attorney for the District of New Jersey. Federal charges were filed against a total of 24 individuals, and 7 federal search warrants were executed throughout Essex County. The investigation uncovered a complex criminal enterprise distributing more than 400 grams of fentanyl and 1 kilogram of heroin. Law enforcement seized approximately $113,000 in bulk cash, illicit firearms, ammunition, narcotics, including 28 bricks of fentanyl and heroin, and multiple vehicles during the operation. The arrested individuals were identified as members or associates of the notorious Mun Block, also known as M Block or the Tombstone Gang. This group operates in close alliance with the Voorhees Gang, and together they are commonly referred to as Munhees. The gang exerted control over the complex through armed intimidation, violent enforcement, and strategic narcotics distribution. Surveillance over the course of more than a year, combined with controlled narcotics purchases and telephone record analysis, revealed intricate networks of coordination among the charged defendants. Members and associates relied heavily on social media platforms and encrypted messaging applications, including Instagram, YouTube, X, Signal, Telegram, and WhatsApp, to conduct operations, communicate internally, promote the enterprise, and intimidate rivals and witnesses. 2 additional defendants were arrested on July 2nd, leaving 4 suspects still at large. The network's activities were heavily armed and included involvement in shootings, creating significant danger for residents. The gang's operations centered on pumping deadly fentanyl, heroin, and crack cocaine into the surrounding neighborhoods, with devastating consequences for local families and community safety. Those charged in the drug conspiracy face a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years in prison, with the possibility of life imprisonment and fines of up to $10 million. The 3 defendants charged with machine gun possession face up to 10 years, while a particular gang member faces up to 15 years for possession of firearms and ammunition as a convicted felon. Too bad for these cartel affiliates, the Newark takedown was far from the only major ICE operation. Federal authorities continued to strike decisively, arresting 16 individuals and seizing record-breaking quantities of fentanyl, cash, firearms, and vehicles across multiple states, effectively dismantling one of the largest and most dangerous drug trafficking organizations in U.S. history. The operation involved the coordinated execution of search warrants across 5 states, resulting in staggering seizures. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, agents confiscated approximately $610,000 in U.S. currency, 49 firearms including ghost guns and modified weapons, 396 kilograms of fentanyl pills, 11.5 kilograms of fentanyl powder, 1.5 kilograms of cocaine, 3.5 kilograms of heroin, and 7 pounds of methamphetamine. 2 vehicles, a Ford Raptor and a GMC Denali, valued at $140,000, were also seized. In Salem, Oregon, authorities recovered over $2.8 million in cash, jewelry valued at $50,000, and 2 high-end vehicles, a Mercedes-AMG and a Ford F-150 Shelby, worth approximately $150,000. Layton, Utah yielded approximately $780,000 in currency and a Dodge TRX Mammoth valued at $150,000. In Phoenix, Arizona, 72 pounds of methamphetamine, 13 kilograms of fentanyl pills, 2.4 pounds of heroin, 5 kilograms of cocaine, and $390,000 in cash were confiscated. Las Vegas, Nevada saw the removal of an illegal alien, over $93,000 in cash, 2.7 kilograms of cocaine, and 1 pound of methamphetamine. The seizures removed millions of lethal doses from American streets, delivering a significant blow to fentanyl trafficking networks. The targeted organization, led by 36-year-old Heriberto Salazar Amaya, coordinated distribution across state lines and included 12 co-conspirators charged with conspiracy to distribute fentanyl. 7 defendants faced additional charges for distributing fentanyl, while 2 were also charged with possession with intent to distribute. Cedillo faced firearm-related charges connected to the trafficking operations. Salazar Amaya additionally faced 3 immigration-related charges: illegal re-entry, hiring unauthorized aliens, and conspiracy to harbor unauthorized aliens. The takedown formed part of Operation Take Back America, a nationwide initiative designed to harness the full resources of the Department of Justice to combat illegal immigration, dismantle cartels and transnational criminal organizations, and protect communities from violent crime. At the center of recent ICE operations is the Pilatus PC-12 reconnaissance aircraft, a versatile platform that has become a critical asset in surveillance and interdiction missions. The PC-12 is a single-engine, turboprop-powered aircraft designed to deliver performance and safety comparable to twin-engine planes. Its PT-6A-67 engine is renowned for reliability, a decisive factor for many operators. Stall and spin conditions are mitigated by dual angle of attack sensors near the wingtips, which automatically push the control stick forward if a stall is imminent. The PC-12NG includes a fully split-bus dual electrical system complemented by 2 main batteries and a 3rd emergency battery, ensuring continuous operation under extreme conditions. Pneumatic desing systems protect the wings and empennage, electrical heating safeguards the windshield, and engine intake desing is provided via exhaust heat, allowing safe flight in known icing conditions. Aviation analysts have highlighted its slow takeoff and landing speeds, short field capabilities, and exceptional handling, reinforcing its role as a reliable multi-mission aircraft. Surveillance configurations include a retractable electro-optical infrared sensor in the tail and an operator console in the cabin with dual display monitors, digital video recording, communications panels, and expansion bays for additional radios and data links. Such configurations allow the aircraft to be tailored to specific mission requirements, from humanitarian operations with the Red Cross and the Royal Flying Doctor Service of Australia to law enforcement tasks with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the United States Air Force. The aircraft is equipped with a 3-axis autopilot, optional weather radar, long-range navigation systems, and a radar altimeter. The PC-12NG flight deck features Honeywell's Primus Apex avionics, with 4 10-inch high-resolution displays, 2 primary flight displays for each pilot, and 2 multifunction displays at the center. The system minimizes crew workload, enhances safety in single-pilot operations, and includes a synthetic vision system for greater situational awareness during visual flight rules. Engine condition monitoring continuously tracks parameters, generating alerts that facilitate preventive maintenance. Ongoing upgrades continue to enhance the PC-12's capabilities. In October 2021, Black Hawk Aerospace announced the XP-67P Plus upgrade, replacing legacy PT-6A-67B engines with new PT-6A-67P units. The upgrade delivers higher inner turbine temperature limits, 142 shaft horsepower gains, improved maximum torque at altitude, 25% better climb rates, faster cruise speeds, and other operational improvements. Baseline flight testing has been completed, with FAA certification expected soon, followed by EASA approval. With its combination of versatility, safety, and multi-mission adaptability, the PC-12 has become a pivotal tool for ICE in targeting drug trafficking networks, enabling real-time intelligence, precise surveillance, and coordinated enforcement across air, land, and maritime operations. In the early stages of development, military sales were considered a low priority, with civil operators driving design and performance priorities. Despite this civil focus, the PC-12 has seen extensive adoption in military and special operations roles. The United States Air Force employs the U-28A Draco, a PC-12 variant optimized for intra-theater support of special operations forces. The U-28A performs intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions, providing critical real-time information to ground and airborne units. It is primarily operated by the 319th Special Operations Squadron at Hurlburt Field, Florida, under the Air Force Special Operations Command, with the 34th Special Operations Squadron activated in 2010 as a second U-28A unit at the same base. Additional operations include the 318th and 310th Special Operations Squadrons under the 27th Special Operations Wing at Cannon Air Force Base, New Mexico. In May 2019, the Air Force formally approved the designation Draco for the aircraft, showing its strategic role in specialized operations. Alongside the PC-12, ICE is increasingly relying on UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters to expand operational reach and tactical versatility. The UH-60 features 4-blade main and tail rotors, powered by 2 General Electric T700 turboshaft engines. With a fully articulated main rotor that uses elastomeric bearings to reduce vibration, its canted tail rotor, supported by a rigid crossbeam, contributes to precise maneuverability, even in high-stakes operations. Designed with a long, low-profile fuselage, the Black Hawk meets Army requirements for transport aboard a C-130 Hercules, with partial disassembly when needed. The helicopter can carry 11 fully equipped troops, lift 2,600 pounds of cargo internally, or transport up to 9,000 pounds externally using a sling, depending on the model. In the field, this allows rapid deployment of personnel or heavy equipment, including a 105mm M119 howitzer with its 4-man crew and 30 rounds of ammunition in a single lift. The Black Hawk is far more than a transport platform. It can conduct air assault, tactical troop movement, electronic warfare, and aeromedical evacuation missions. The UH-60L, the exact variant ICE uses, costs approximately $5.9 million per unit, while the Air Force's HH-60G Pave Hawk variant, equipped for specialized rescue and combat missions, carries a price tag of $10.2 million. Every aircraft represents a potent combination of speed, firepower, and versatility, capable of shifting the balance in high-risk, complex operations. With ICE ramping up operations against cartel networks and undocumented immigrants, the federal crackdown shows no signs of slowing. The Pentagon has approved the use of Naval Station Great Lakes on the outskirts of Chicago as a staging ground for upcoming operations, according to 2 defense officials familiar with the plan. The base will serve as a hub for agents from immigration and customs enforcement and other law enforcement personnel under the oversight of the Department of Homeland Security. Officials speaking on condition of anonymity confirmed that the site could also house National Guard or active duty service members, should President Donald Trump order a troop surge similar to deployments in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. The approval follows DHS requests made late last month and comes amid sharp criticism from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and other state leaders, who denounced the president's tactics, lack of coordination, and characterization of Chicago as a city in desperate need of federal intervention. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's office did not respond to inquiries, and DHS issued a statement asserting its focus on the worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens, including murderers, rapists, gang members, pedophiles, and terrorists across the country. The department emphasized its willingness to act wherever such individuals are found, including in major cities like Chicago and Boston. Expanded ICE operations in Chicago are expected to begin imminently, though the president and his advisors have left the possibility of a military deployment intentionally ambiguous. Recent planning, reported by the Washington Post, suggests either National Guard or active duty forces could be mobilized, a move almost certain to face legal challenges. U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer recently ruled that a similar deployment in Los Angeles violated the Posse Comitatus Act, which prohibits federal troops from participating in civilian law enforcement. The administration has appealed that decision. Governor Pritzker has consistently opposed any troop deployment without state approval. He warned that the president is seeking any excuse to put active duty on the streets, supposedly to protect ICE. He noted that preparations have already begun for members of the Texas National Guard to be deployed to Illinois. Despite legal obstacles and political resistance, the White House continues to signal readiness to act. President Trump has indicated that other cities with cooperative governors, such as New Orleans, could see federal or National Guard involvement if deemed necessary, leaving the nation watching closely as a potential clash between federal authority and state control looms on the streets of Chicago. Thanks for watching. Before you go, click the link on your screen to check out another video. See you there.